Hey, soul seekers, it is clairvoyant, intuitive energy guide and source energy channel, Cathy Weiss here. Welcome to this week's episode of Monday Messages, your weekly energy reading and oracle card draw, plus some channeled messages and all kinds of good stuff. And guys, I try really hard to not ramble on forever in these in these messages. But I have a lot of things that I want to cover for you. So I'm going to dive right into the energy of the week. But at any point, guys, if you have questions or comments, throw them down here at me so that we can engage in a conversation and make sure that everything is nice and clear for you. Hey, Kayla, nice to see you today, sister. So first of all, we're gonna drop right into the color of the week. Yo, is orange. Like, got my orange nails and my orange top, and down here, two different pieces of carnelian. And this gorgeous guy is fire agate. So it's kind of like a reddish orange color with some cool swirls mixed in there. So, orange is a color of the second chakra. And these stones and gems that I have for us today, the carnelian is all about vitality and creativity, and the fire agate over here is for promoting courage. And here's a quick note on the second chakra and creativity. So, your first chakra, starting from the bottom, we move up. The first chakra is all about basic survival: food, water, clothing, shelter. Boom, like you just need to survive. Second chakra is more about creating the life you desire. So it's not just food, it's what kind of food do you want to eat? It's not just shelter. What kind of home do you want to have? It's not just a job to pay the bills. It's what type of career do you want to build for yourself? Or maybe you do want a job that just pays the bills so that you have time for travel or whatever it is. So the second chakra is really all about desire and creating your life. And I hear some of you balk a little bit about the word creativity because it sort of triggers up images of like artists and painters and songwriters and things like that. But anytime, guys, anytime you do something new in the world, that is creation or creativity. Anything from decorating your home to working on a project at work to creating a meal or whatever it is. All of that is creativity and creation. And this is where we're at right now collectively in this universal energy of change. And we're going to talk today about this feeling of like, oh my God, I'm just going through this phase and I want this phase to end. I'm going to tell you the story. So I had a great conversation with my husband yesterday. And when I tell stories, guys, I want you to remember it's not because I want Monday Messages to be the all about Cathy show, but because I have permission to tell my own story, and it will be relevant to help you understand this concept of if you feel like I'm just going through this phase. So, yesterday, my husband and I were talking, and I said, I've been in this phase of growth and transformation for the past 18 months, and I don't see it ending for another 18 to 24 months. And like, oh my God, like it can be tiring, which is why we need vitality and courage. So if you're new to me, I only came out of the closet with my energetic, intuitive, and healing gifts 18 months ago. And even then, I did not know how to talk about this stuff, guys, and was really stumbling over the language until I landed on the word light worker. And I was like, oh, that really describes me. It's somebody who brings healing and light to the world. And so I used that for quite a bit of time, and you'll still see it on my Instagram handle and my Facebook handle and all of that. But then someone said to me at some point last year, oh, you're clairvoyant. And I was like, what? No. That was like so weird. Absolutely not. And I had to really research and learn that the word clairvoyant means clear seeing, and that someone who is highly sensitive, like myself, feels the energetic vibrations from other people and interprets it through images in their minds. That's all it is. And so I have recently gotten comfortable not just knowing that about myself, but actually using that word to describe myself with you guys. So it's been like just 18 months of growth, expansion, growth, expansion, growth, expansion. And I thought, oh man, I am finally like here and in my groove. And I've been working on some cool new stuff on my website behind the scenes for you guys. And that's coming really like any day now. And then this new concept sort of came to me, and it looks like I'm going to spend the next 12 months doing more growth and expansion to be able to serve you guys better as your intuitive guide and your healer and all of that good stuff. So here's the thing about going through a phase. Number one, the reason why our souls have come into these physical bodies is for the purpose of growth, expansion, and joy. And you can't have growth and expansion unless you start from some place from which to grow and expand from. Does that make sense? Like, we couldn't be here today having this conversation about energy and healing and oracle card draws and all of that stuff unless I had started from that spot of not even knowing how the heck to talk to you guys or what to call it. And now here we are with that ability, or I am with the ability to have the conversation with you guys. So if you're in a phase where you're just like, oh my God, universe, like enough already, one way to help you deal with it and be comfortable with it is to know that that's the purpose of your soul, is to grow and expand and grow and expand and grow and expand. You can see like my face getting super hot. When that happens, it means that like we're really onto something. I can feel like so much energy flowing through me, like my cheeks and my nose are turning bright red. So there's a lot of information flowing here for you guys, and I almost like feel like, ooh, I need to like turn that down a little bit, but um and maybe next week I need to run the air conditioning. But know that part of being in a phase is to help you grow and expand from where you are to something new. And the thing that can be challenging about that is that when we finish a phase of growth and expansion, right? Like I finally got to the place where I can use the word clairvoyant and talk to you guys super, super comfortably about all this stuff. Another phase starts. A new thing begins. The next round of growth and expansion happens. So if you're in a phase, really look at it like that and know that there is never an end. As long as you are living in your body and this planet in this time, there will be growth and expansion. Luckily, we sometimes go through resting phases. And I actually had a resting phase sort of right before this one that we're on right now with me, as far as like light worker, clairvoyant, blah, blah, blah. And when you're in a resting phase where it just seems like life is just same, 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 and nothing's really challenging you or pushing you or making you crazy, oh my God, could you just like drift in there and enjoy the crap out of that, knowing that another phase of growth and expansion is lining up for you. The last thing I want to say about being in a phase is that it's always preparing you for what's next. So no matter what phase of growth and expansion you're in, know that it's because the next thing lining up is even better. The next thing lining up is more exciting. The next thing lining up is easier. The next thing lining up is more natural. And if you can allow that possibility to be the fuel that moves you through the current phase, that's going to help a lot too. Last thing I'm hearing to tell you guys, I'm kind of like channeling just straight up. This is why I'm like so bright red too, is because I'm channeling right now instead of having written it down before. So the last thing I'm hearing to tell you is that some phases have obvious endings. For example, you signed up for a course or a class. It has a start and an end date. So you know that that period of time is going to be intense, but it has an ending. Or say, like you are on a weight loss journey, you know that you have a starting point and an ending point. All the stuff in between may be a little bit crazy, but there's a start and an end. And again, cherish and relish those because you know that definitive ending date is coming. Whereas these other types of more elusive phases that I'm referring to, don't have such an obvious end. You don't know when the growth and transformation is complete or how long it's going to take to get you there. Like sometimes people say to me, well, I really want to live my soul's purpose, but I don't know how long I have to get there, how long it's going to take for me to grow into that. And I get that. And those are a little bit more challenging to deal with on a like psychological, emotional level, because of uncertainty. And so we just have to remember that the outcomes are always uncertain and to really just be in your phase, even if it's challenging and messy and you're like, ah, I want this one over. Be careful what you ask for because maybe this one will finish up, but the next one will be more challenging, as far as the opportunities for the growth and expansion of your soul. But that's why, guys, you might feel like you're in a phase or like you're never getting out of a phase. Like, ugh. So I want to soothe you with knowing that it is good and purposeful and it serves your life's journey every single time. And that's why we're in this phase of creativity and creation down here with the orange. So the question you're going to start asking yourself really deliberately every day: what do I really want to create? What do I really desire in my life? So that the growth and expansion and the phases that you're in continually contribute to that. So you'll look back one day and you can see how everything lined up to where you are, and everything that's lining up is leading you to where you're going next. And it really can be a very beautiful and poetic thing when you can start to look at the human timeline that way. So today I'm going to pull an oracle card for you to wrap up this week's episode and energy reading. And I chose the Mermaid deck. It's just called Oracle of the Mermaids. Um, because of the water. So the second chakra, again, which has the color of orange, it also has the quality of water. So if you think about water, it's very receptive, and water takes the shape of whatever vessel or container it's put into. And so when we look at growth and expansion, it's sort of like that idea of we're being poured from one container into a next, and that fluid sort of flowing from one, like I can see this image of like a river meeting the ocean, and how there's just this continuous effortless sliding of changes, even if it goes over rocks and bumps along the way. So anyway, that's why I chose the Oracle of the Mermaids, is to really bring in the energy of the ocean and the sea and the watery quality. It can almost taste like salt water in my mouth. So I'm just going to pull the card. I shuffled the deck a couple times for you guys. And down here we have energy field adjustment, aura cleansing, and health. And guys, I got so super stoked when I pulled this card because look at the colors. It's all that same orange and sort of color of the fire agate that I brought in for you today. So energy field adjustment, aura cleansing, and health. Okay, first of all, if you need an aura cleansing, I'm going to recommend that you see an energy healer, like a Reiki practitioner, who can really like clean out your whole energy field. I do energy healing. It's a little bit more specific to your needs as opposed to a general cleansing, okay? Or you can sage, right? If you've got sage around the house and you just want to cleanse your aura quickly and easily, bust out the sage. But I do want to take a look at the guidebook for this one. And it says it's time to clear your aura immediately and without delay. So you want to give as much priority to your physical body at this time. And here's why it matters. So when I talked about vitality and courage, it takes a lot of energy to be in this continuous feeling of I'm in a phase. It can be very draining, it can be exhausting, especially when the end or what's going to sort of signal to you a sense of completion is nowhere in sight, and you kind of want to just quit and give up and lay down. And that's why you need to constantly be attending to your physical needs, like the way you would treat a 3-year-old, go to bed on time, eat healthy, brush your teeth, get your exercise, do your meditation and your prayers, and prioritize that over other things that might be fun, but ultimately deplete you and distract you from fulfilling whatever is arising for you at this time. I'm hearing there's one more sentence that we all need to hear around the energy field adjustment. Can I just show you this card again? Because I just think she's like super wicked and gorgeous here. Ah, I love her so much. Okay, it says you are sensitive to others' auras at this time, and be sure to balance and cleanse yours rather than focusing on the imbalances and disturbances you can sense in others' fields. Okay, that is so true, guys. Unless you specifically have a job as a healer where you're getting paid to heal and cleanse other people's auras, just remember it, like, your business is you and not anyone else's. So if you're around people whose not even negative energy, but just whatever they've got going in their energy field is disturbing or distracting you, remember that the only thing you can do is take responsibility for your own energy, your own healing, your own clearing. And if you're like, yeah, Kathy, I don't even have a clue how to do that. I don't even know what you're talking about. Message me. I will happily talk to you and tell you how to do that, or come on board as your intuitive guide and provide you with some healing sessions to help you keep yourself on track, right? Because when you keep yourself on track and you're really dedicated to your own joy and growth and expansion, then it positively impacts other people's lives. So, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Monday Messages. That was your energy reading and oracle card draw for the week of July 15th, 2019. But if you stumbled across this video at another time, there is a reason for it, and whatever you needed to hear was in that message. So, make sure that you, like, go back and catch those little pieces. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next week for your weekly energy reading and oracle card draw. I love you guys. Bye.